AD staying 100%. He's already said that. That's
Yeah,
not even a question.
He could shake up the world if he leave, though.
but
I
he
don't think
ain't
he
gonna
gonna.
do
I
that.
don't think he's gonna leave. But I'm just
I,
saying, he could shake the world up.
I think AD might sign a long term in LA and stay for a while because once LeBron leave, you're gonna be a Laker, and if you get a couple more chips in LA, you going down in history.
He's never signing a long term deal till the end.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like he's gonna keep he's gonna pull the Bron plan, but then
Mm-hmm.
when Bron leave, he gonna sign that long term deal and be like, I'm a Laker.
That's
He
when
gonna
he's
go,
not. That's when he's especially not going to sign a long term deal because he's going to wait for them to acquire some more talent. He's going to have to have somebody else,
I
and
get
if
what you're saying.
they don't, he's going to have to keep putting pressure on the franchise. Come on now,
It's the Bron effect. I get what you're saying.
Rich Paul is his
That's
agent, and
yeah.
it's the
That's
best
the
way to do it.
blueprint.
Yeah, and it's the best way to do it. Giannis has already put the pressure on Milwaukee, and if he doesn't sign the extension this offseason, that's going to let them know that they need to either go for the gusto and find somebody.
Trade.
They have to find something. They're going to have to find something.
Or let them walk with nothing, which is the worst that you can do.
Yeah, I ain't letting them walk.
Not me.
Let you know right now.
Who's the realistic
first round picks?
Who's
for
a
this
realistic
man?
option for the Bucks to acquire to keep Giannis?
You can pull a piece together. You can try to go get they probably won't do it in the conference. You could go try to go get Oladipo. You could go try to put a package together, try to go get a bill. You can go try to
You can get a bill. I don't want Giannis. Giannis would be a fool to go to DC.
You could put some pieces packages together. They keep floating this Warriors package out together. And if you the Heat, are you gonna wait if Toronto come by? You gonna go get them? Go for the gusto and go get them.
What you gonna give to get them? Put your package together here on the spot. Put it together.
You got to go give up Bam. You got to give up Duncan Robinson. You got to give up anybody other than Jimmy and Tyler Hero. Those are two people. But everybody can get them.
Throw Kendrick Nunn in there.
That's what I said. Anybody other than how many they want?
Yeah, whatever you need.
Hey,
whatever you want.
If I'm in the back of the draft, but I don't give a damn about these draft.
And so you go your big three will be Hero, Jimmy, and Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
And you try to rob Pelinka that.
And you can do it because Pat Riley's done it
before.
The
thing that I don't like about Jimmy and Giannis is, I know Jimmy's not a ball hog, and he don't necessarily gotta be a scorer to be effective. But I just think that would just give you, like I said, in today's NBA, it's gonna give you a lack of shooting, and I think that'll make it difficult. Because that's why we telling the Sixers get somebody who can shoot. You dig what I'm saying?
But Hero is going to continue to shoot more, and then you bring in, like we just said, you're gonna have to Pat Riley or Rob Pelinka this thing, and so you're gonna have to bring in the other pieces necessary. We're not saying it's complete yet, but they're gonna have to bring in some role players who can shoot. And like I said in past, you weren't here, so you probably didn't even listen to that episode.
I did,
but I said, one thing about Giannis, he is willing to add pieces to his game. We've 100%. Seen it. We've seen it.
But we don't know how soon that's gonna happen.
I'm not saying soon, but what we do know from when he first came into the league, from now, every year he's been a better shooter. And so if he continues to trend in that direction, he's going to continue to be a better shooter. And like I said before, that's going to leave us into 4 or 5 years where we're saying Giannis might be a knockdown shooter by then if he continues to work on his game, which based off his work ethic, I don't see no reason why he can't do it. And I don't even like Giannis.
And kind of like you sold me on DeRozan going to Milwaukee.
Yeah.
You match up Jimmy with Giannis. You can't just load up and just try to build a wall because they can you build an offense. The 2-man game with Dale is going to be crazy, and you just can't just stop there. And then the transition is going to be crazy. And 2 defensive wizards. Come on now,
and then Hero with the pick and roll with Giannis. Come on now,
yeah.
And Giannis can actually run the pick. he could be the point guard in the pick and
the
roll.
two
So
man,
it's
the
like,
two man on that is crazy.
Yeah, that'd be
come on,
nasty.
man.
But
So, as far as the defending champs, who the fuck y'all gonna get in return for Danny Green to improve this team? Because y'all had a good conversation, but Danny Green got to go.
We said he got to go, but I honestly don't feel he's good trade bait. And I'm just putting myself in the opposing GM shoes. I don't want Danny Green on my team. I
Nobody
don't
wants.
see my team getting better by adding Danny Green unless it's to throw away cap space or
Send his ass
something
to
like
send his ass
that.
to the
But
Knicks for cash considerations.
I do think there's a world. Is Danny Green still under contract, Hill?
mm-hmm.
So I think there's a world where Danny Green can still be a role player, but you do have to bring in another guy who can play that role that Danny Green played this year, and Danny Green would in turn go into more of a relief role or when this person is injured role. So,
thank you. I'm with that, Candy, because I'm sitting there like I really don't see us realistically trading him.
Because nobody wants
getting and getting anything with that what's significant overvalue. So it's like just go ahead and keep it. Just try to find some type of free agent that you can just lessen his role, and the less role that you give him, maybe the more that you may get out of him.
Yeah. I'll be trying to come up with some logic. That was a good question, though, AJ. Good question, man.
Because like I said, I listened to last week's episode, and I just had the because somebody don't think that somebody don't how I'm not gonna be a supporter.
Oh no, we need that. We need that one.
Yeah, put that on the screen. Yeah.
Oh, I can do that. Oh, I can do it.
You can do it too.
What about Giannis? Hold on. Why I can't do it then?
I don't know why you ain't got the capability. I don't know why you ain't got.
Maybe I can. Maybe I just never tried. All right.
Oh man,
what about Giannis to the Mavs? And where you think Melo and D Howard will land? Honestly, okay, let me say. Listen, any formidable team that would look like they were making strides in the bubble, if you add Giannis to them, I think it could work. I really think Giannis is a very versatile player, and I think his work ethic will allow him to fit in multiple situations because of his skill sets on offense and defense. Now, you asked about Melo. I truly think that Melo is going to stay in Portland. Nobody was willing to give Melo a chance in the NBA
Bron could get him
for almost 2 years. And Portland reached out, and not only did they reach out, they didn't try to disrespect him. They gave him a formidable role. They let him have minutes. They let him contribute, and Melo was able to show the world what we here at Three Man Weave already knew, is that Melo could still ball in the NBA. Dwight Howard, where will he land? I think he'll come back to LA if they want him back. My philosophy is if you go on a championship run, you should try to keep those key parts. And Howard was a key part as a big in the front court, so I would try to bring him back because who we gonna replace him with?
I think if I'm the Mavs, I'm definitely gonna wait for Giannis to be free agent because I need him.
You don't have to lose nothing.
Yeah, I need him with Luka, and I need him with Porzingis. I need that big three. I don't want to give up nothing because I get that big three right there because they fit so well on paper. That's championship right then and there. I would like that move, but I'm not trading nothing for him if I'm down. So I'm gonna just wait because I think I have Luka. I finally have a superstar in the making,
and they're young.
And I feel like that's real enticing for a free agent. So Melo, I do believe that Melo will definitely stay back in Portland, and believe Portland will get they'll get Rodney Hood back healthy. They'll get a lot of their players that they had hurt back, and they'll be healthy, and they'll be definitely a force to be reckoned with if they run it back. Or this may be a factor cap moment. If the Knicks somehow acquire Chris Paul. I did see a report that Melo will go back to New York to pair with him.
Don't you ever, Melo. Don't you go back to B-ball hell.
That just sounds like a New York report.
It does. It absolutely does.
And I think I can see him coming to LA. I can see them righting their wrong. They should have picked him up last year. But I think we'll also have to give up. I think that'll happen if we give up a lot. Let's say we make up a big old monster trade. Let's say we get Chris Paul.
What's Avery Bradley contract? Is he coming back next? Or is he a free agent?
Hold on, and what you think about Howard before you move on, Hill?
I've seen the report that that the Warriors are looking at him. I think a team like he'll either go to the Warriors or he'll return back to LA. But I think that he did. I think he accomplished what he wanted to accomplish already. He's a champion. He showed that he's he showed humility. So I feel that he can go ahead and accomplish where he really wants to go. And I think he wants to stay in that good culture that will utilize his strength. So I can see him going.
He came up big.
I can see him going.
I think he like Frank, man. Frank know how to work with him.
Yeah, I can see him coming back because he has a role and he knows his role, and his role won't change no matter who we acquire.
Know your role and shut your mouth, you jabroni. I need another drink.
Yeah, I should have.
I'm a little empty. Have we ever taken like a brief intermission on the podcast?
But then you were bringing up a trade. You were talking about a potential trade either for Melo and righting their wrongs or bringing CP3 into LA.
You know how they say they would give up all. It had to give up so much to get CP3.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if we do that, then I can see them easily getting Melo to replace, let's say, a Kuzma or somebody. So I can see that being happy. But the way we are currently constructed now, I just see him staying with Portland because he has a role with Portland. He knows his role in Portland, and he'll be better in Portland the way that he played. Just off of how everything is currently constructed now.
If they would have got Melo last year, are they stupid? Were they stupid last year?
Who?
Every team that passed on Melo.
Yes, they were stupid.
Any team that was a potential contender could have had signed Melo and got over the hump the way that Melo looked.
But they were still stuck on the narrative.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why we're here to change it.
But you as a player have to change that narrative as well. You have to embrace what they're saying about you and negate that. Like Dwight went through the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Dwight went through the same thing and he changed it. Now he's in a position to go. He might get paid.
Yeah.
I actually think Dwight will get paid off the simple fact that he just came in, shut the hell up, played his job, and did everything that the team asked for him. And then guess what? Whenever Dwight goes somewhere, they can be like, he can bring championship culture. How many times you heard of a free agent coming somewhere and be like, he brings a championship pedigree? That get motherfuckers paid.
All right, so we talk Lakers and what they could potentially do. It wouldn't be right if we talk Lakers and then talk Celtics.
I thought we talk double sons.
It was a lot of upset Celtic fans this year about how their season ended. So what you think? I mean, I saw it coming too. We saw it coming.
We did.
But what do you think they need to do? Because we talked about the Heat, we talked about the Bucks, we talked about a lot of teams. What do the Celtics need to do?
Well, they already said the one thing we told them to do that they're not going to do. We told them to go ahead and get rid of Gordon Hayward.
And what did AJ say? AJ said it would never happen. Hell will freeze over.
Boston is not getting rid of Gordon Hayward.
They already negated that.
He was 100% correct.
Yeah.
AJ said it first, and then the reports from Boston came out a week later. Like they just say, you know what? AJ's right. We cannot get rid of this guy, man.
But they need a stretch. They need a I think they just need to stretch big. I think they actually do need a stretch. And I think, like I said before, I think they need to try to find a way, either try to find get Kevin Love or try to go get Blake Griffin.
Yeah, we did say that. We said that.
Yeah.
Poor Blake.
They have the system.
Should they get Al Horford? That was good.
Al Horford is dumb, bro.
I think he could.
But it's just I get the simple fact that
he definitely.
I've seen a report that they say they need a point guard. They need a facilitating point guard.
Oh, the Celtics?
Yeah, I don't agree with that because they have an offensive system that it moves the ball. Everybody,
and they have ball handlers, so it's like it don't necessarily have to be a point guard. Yeah. As long as the ball moving, like you said, and the ball does move with them, and they're very unselfish. They all of their starting five was passing that rock.
Yeah, I think a big, like a quality big, like a Kevin Love or a Blake Griffin, will settle the offense down. Like sometimes they can just get an easy bucket right now. Like we don't
Blake
have
Griffin would be a serious move.
I like that move. I like that for the Celtics. But I mean, run it back.
Blake Griffin got to get somewhere, man. He got to get somewhere where he can. I'm pretty sure he want to.
I mean, of course, but I mean, I think like Hill said, I think Kevin Love makes the most sense because not only is Kevin Love going to stretch the floor, Kevin Love is white, and Boston loves white players. And this is not to bring race into it. This is to bring facts into it. When you get into Boston, why do you think Boston fans love Gordon Hayward, Julian Edelman, Wes Welker, Rob Gronkowski, Rob Ninkovich, Teddy Bruschi? Because this is what they enjoy. And so, especially in basketball, Larry Bird, Larry Legend, and we all kind of know like what goes on in Boston. We heard the Boston Red Sox fans what they even called their own players. So when they can get one of their own, man, listen, I'm gonna tell you, Boston will embrace Kevin Love. Kevin Love will just fall into his role. He will understand, hey, Jason Tatum, this is your team, but I'm the star.
Kevin Love ain't been playing no defense because there's no point for him to play defense where he's been at. And he's just trying to save his body so he can go somewhere and make a run or at least just have some legitimate years left. He don't want to be where he's at. And that's referring to Chris. Chris has said Kevin Love ain't playing no defense, man.
But who in the NBA really is? Kevin Love still gonna get you your rebounds.
And your outlet passes, like we said.
He gonna start that outlet pass. He'll get that rebound, palm that beat. Start. Hey, look, man, that's all you need.
He's not a
elbow jumper, but he's not gonna let his man have it easy. And that's like you said here.
He ain't gonna be Enes Kanter.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. He's not a liability. So as long as you're not a liability, it's cool. We can figure something else out.
And you put him on a better team, he might want to play a little bit more D. Everybody know defense is yes, you have to want to. And when your team sucks, do you want to really play defense? No, you don't. Come on now. Now when you balling and the shot falling, like you like, oh, let's strap up.
But
yeah, but what about in Cleveland? Did we say anything about the defense in Cleveland? No. And then LeBron, this point, he was on a better team. You keep naming all the trash teams and see why he's not producing.
Kevin Love locked up Steph Curry.
You feel what I'm saying? Talk about it.
Kevin Love locked up Steph Curry. You think Kevin Love gonna lock up Steph Curry in Minnesota?
Kevin Love was scared to death on that island with Steph, man.
Everything he could.
Everything he could. He was like active hands. If
I see one more report from the Warriors trying to trade for another star, I'm going to scream.
Yeah, I'm sick of it.
It's pathetic.
Put your boys out there and go run, man.
If they go out there try to acquire another star, I'm diminishing some. I'm knocking some points off somebody's legacy off rip. Never.
What?
Hold on. Where Eric from?
Town.
Hey. But you know what? I honestly, it's really growing into a metropolitan area. The 757 really is. It's grown a lot since we left that hill.
Yeah,
Every time I go back, I'm amazed. They've tried several times. But just the location where they are on the east and the Atlantic coastal area, it's just too many big cities. You got, they would go Richmond before they went 757 for a sports team. But then you got Northern Virginia, you got DC, you got Baltimore, you got Philadelphia, you got Pittsburgh, you got New Jersey and New York. So it's like,
and then North Carolina ain't too far down
and
the
North
road.
Carolina, like you said, you got Charlotte down the road. So it's like Newport News and Portsmouth and Norfolk and Chesapeake are always going to get just overlooked. It just is.
And it's not, and then I get what you're saying, where it's nothing but studs coming out of the 757.
A lot of studs coming
But
out
I'm
of there.
gonna tell you like this though. There's a lot of studs coming out of cities that don't got sports teams. It just is what it is. Y'all gonna just be a factory for Virginia Tech, ACC schools, and a couple of y'all can go down to some SEC schools. That's about it, bro. Like, hey, you got to be happy with Clips, Missy, Timberland, and Magoo.
Bird.
Doing things you can't believe. It's the 3-man wing. We come at you with topics. No, you cannot stop it.